Time?
It is 6 p.m. and we are live, so
Okay.
whenever you're ready.
Alright, everybody. Settle down. Settle down. Yeah, mine's louder. Yet another adversarial meeting of the library board, Willamette Public Library Board has been called to order at 6 p.m. We are recording, so we can start with our attendance. Tyler Crook is present. Capola Napoleon.
Here.
Emily Sims.
Here.
Chris Darr.
Here.
Rebecca Rice.
Present.
Oh. Lainey Sowell.
Here.
Robin Onstadt is not here tonight. Mayor Vicky Hernandez.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sarah Frost.
I am here.
Katie Whistler.
Excused absence.
Excused absence. And special guests Pamela. My apologies, Pamela and Warren Chase.
Here.
I like Spamula, that's it.
It's good, I've been called worse.
I'm gonna change your name on my little paper.
All right.
It's pancakes.
Are there any questions or changes, any additions to the agenda for tonight? No. Okay. Are there any corrections to last month's minutes? No. Then if there are none, there being no further corrections, the minutes stand approved as read. And we don't have any presentations planned for tonight, so we can move straight to our regular agenda. 2025-2026 policy work updates from Sarah Frost.
Bing! I did it, you guys. I got a policy out to you before the end of the year. So here are, I did email out the rules for use draft policy, and it should be towards the end or the very last thing in your packets that are on the table. This is draft form, so please take it and delve through it over the summer. There are 2 highlighted areas. I did not receive any feedback, I guess I should start with. So still don't be shy if you have feedback. We could talk about it tonight even. Number 7, I left in there and can bring with you guys a library alcohol use policy. I liked Hillsborough's policy, and I'd like to keep it in there. It even talked about events that might have alcohol at them at the library, so it would cover a lot since now we're doing that through the Friends of the Library. And then number 9, leaving children under 10 ages or 10 years of age unattended. We have a library policy that's currently called Children's Code of Conduct, which probably also should be added to the updated policies. So I'd like to revisit that one as we roll into the next year. So next year's policy policy work would include collection development, unattended children, and alcohol use. And you guys can tell me what you see here, or if you had a chance to look at it, if you had questions about the appeals process.
What is the children under 10 policy now?
That children under 10 should have somebody with them in the library. And then if they're under, I'll have to look at it, I think if they're under 8, they can't be on a computer unsupervised. If they have their library card and they're 10, they can be at the computers unsupervised. They just have to have a person in the building. And then if somebody under the age of 10 is in the building without an adult, that gives us the option if we need to call non-emergency or something, and if we don't know who their parents are, the policy covers us to be able to do that. So there's nothing worse than having a kid at the library at close and them not being able to get them home,
Yeah,
and it's happened.
yeah.
I can't bring your grandkids down and just drop them off. One of them's 10.
I mean, send them with a different adult.
So at this point, we don't wanna try to, approve this policy because of those outstanding points.
We could, I mean, and we could just note in the motion, as part of the motion, that will also be adding or reviewing additional policies next year. So to add in the future library alcohol use policy, and to review, the library policy on unattended children. I think it could be a motion to approve noting upcoming policy work on those two particular ones. If you guys don't see anything outstanding that you guys wanna address in the policy, I'm fine with the motion tonight.
I think I'm still getting your emails going to my spam, cause I didn't get these again
I'm so
This-
sorry.
this time around.
I did not get a kickback informing me that they went to spam this
Oh.
time, so I don't
That's
know what to do
Even
about
worse.
that, because I do try to send them out a week at the latest, and that's where it's been lately. Like the day of the city council meeting has been when I've been getting these packets out to you, a week before our library board meeting. So if you don't see them, please don't hesitate to ping me. But even when I tried to, last month, when I even tried to email them individually instead of in the group, I was getting kickbacks from people that I'm spam. So, and that I've never had a problem until now, and our IT contractors have informed me there's nothing that they can do on their end. It's the receiving end of the emails that is kicking me back as spam.
Seems like a Gmail thing.
Well, it happens with Yahoo too.
Oh, really? Mm.
Yeah.
The other discussion we could have, and we can save this for September, is when we did the budgets for this fiscal year. I do have in my contract services, we do have the option to now get you all city emails. I know how much fun that is to have so many emails to manage. And then we would probably wanna talk about what that would look like on separate devices though too, so you don't have a city email on any of your personal devices. But again, that money is there in contract services, and if the board wanted to try to address the situation by maybe issuing city emails to the library board, all of our other committees, except for budget committee, you guys don't have a city email as budget committee, did you? You got that to your personal email?
Yeah.
Yeah, so planning commission has city emails, nope, city council has city emails.
We do.
Everybody
I do.
technically should, it's public records, right, so, technically, any email discussion that happens in your personal email as a library board member under the municipal government, you are subject to public law, public records law. So, you guys could be the first ones to move over to city emails. But think on it, no pressure.
The challenging part is if we wanna have, if we need to keep maintain separate devices. Cause I know that's pretty much untenable for most people.
Yeah, and
Unless
that's,
the city wants to buy us cell phones. New iPhone 15 sounds pretty good, huh?
do I need to tell you what version of iPhone I have working for the city of Willamina?
Yeah, mine, I didn't bring it, but mine's real old.
I thought just to get emails from LOL, I have to lock my phone and use a password.
Mm.
So it's just something to think about. We would wanna do separate devices though. The city council finally has their iPads all set up now that they can so they can access their citywide emails too. That's the only solution I could think to that problem. Unless you guys just know in good faith, I've sent it out. And if you guys don't get it, you can ping me and I can try to get it to you. Right now, I think the only emails I know for sure I'm having issues with are Emily, Capola, and Tyler. But if you guys go back to and you don't see your emails,
I got this. Yeah, I got
Yeah, I
mine.
have Gmail and mine's
Mail
always
out.
fine.
Yeah, and I get all your other emails, it's just these.
Just the one.
So there's probably something with the attachments.
And the
That is
group,
like, oh, in the group.
and I'm
yeah,
sending
yeah.
it out
BCC.
as a group, yeah, blind copy.
Oh, yeah,
Cause
yeah.
I can't make you guys CC. The other option is I send them all to you individually.
Yeah.
I'll
that's
take a
silly.
volunteer for that.
Maybe you send them all to everybody like you do, but maybe you have to send Tyler separately.
Well, look,
Maybe it's something with-
I just forgot to really investigate why it's doing that, so I'll make a note to get that done.
We shall investigate and I'll know for sure in September if you guys receive the September ones.
Yeah, and then she did send to my LOL and it worked, even though that's through Gmail.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that would work for you too.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Probably.
Okay, well, that was an email discussion.
So that was an email discussion about the rules of use policy. So I personally would like to hold off on that, but if anybody else wants to vote, I am not really opposed to that either. Do we have a motion to accept this?
This is our last meeting, please.
The rules of use policy draft with the understanding that section 7 and 8 will be finished soon-ish?
I would say if we're okay with it, because if this is our last meeting until September, September's meeting is probably gonna be pretty full.
That's a good
And
point.
so, maybe just one, I can put my glasses so I can see you guys. But maybe just looking at it as one less thing to have to do in September, just because it's probably gonna be a lot.
Cause at that point, we will be addressing the
New policies.
library and the children's part, so if, in the meantime, if there was some issue that somebody came up with in the meantime, we could still make a motion
Yeah,
to make a change.
Absolutely,
Right.
especially
Right, so-
before I send it to legal,
Right.
and then it goes to city council, so there's still time to make amendments
Yeah, so
to the
just,
policy.
just to at least give you an operational policy through the summer.
Right,
Yeah.
especially after there have been some incidences recently where
Oh,
we
yeah.
needed.
yeah. Good point. Okay, does anyone want a motion that we accept the rules of use policy with the understanding that 7 and 9 will be updated soon?
Motion?
Do Lainey motions, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, Paula seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, I've been doing a roll call, but city council doesn't do roll calls.
We do a roll call.
Do you do roll call votes?
Oh, no, we just do it by a show of hands and an aye.
Okay.
And then if we have questions, we can always go back, but right now, it's they have to both raise their hand and aye.
Okay.
But we can do it individual.
That's faster, so let's do it that way. We have ayes, any opposed? The ayes have it, unanimous. Accepted.
We did it.
Collection development.
We'll shift that over to the 26-27 policy year. That does need to be a priority. Luckily, it's worked out and it's been fine, and it's just an update, it's not a new policy, so I'll just keep,
Okay.
plucking away at it.
Then the board term Willamette School District.
So Willamina School District, by charter, has a position on our library board. When this library charter was approved by the board in March of '22 and then by city council in December of '23. And their position is up for their second term. Unfortunately, Robin won't be able to fill that role as for a second term. So the school board administration was going to an administration meeting this morning to find out.
I'm getting a drink.
Okay, hey, we're in a meeting.
Oh, one way.
Sorry, yeah, so look. Oh gosh, just kidding, we're closed. My bad.
I know it's okay, but I have bottles of water. Oh, you guys have cereal?
I do not have some. Thanks.
For those watching at home, one of our beautiful patrons arrived late tonight.
needing a drink. A regular occurrence here in our library. What was I saying? Oh, Willamette School District. So they were going to an administration meeting this morning to discuss this. However, it's Wendy, the wind.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had problems with that one too lately.
More kids, no.
I don't know what to do now. The school.
Take a breath.
The school district superintendent had a question and wanted to know about a high school student filling this representative role. There is nothing in the charter that says they can't do that. We do not, by charter, on the library board, have age requirements. And also, it's a different kind of a term because it's school district appointed. And so the question is, shall they represent the school in the means that they see best fit? There are benefits to having a student board member. The city council has had a long-standing goal, I don't know if it's still a goal, to try to have representative from the school be on city government and present at the city council meetings. It is a voting position.
Will they be able to assure us, but yeah, that we'd still get the same type of information update as what we currently get from Robin? You know, like activities like, you know, the book fairs and the different things that she's always really good about sharing.
I don't think no matter who we get, we have a guarantee of getting that information, unfortunately.
Well,
Because that's always kind of nice to hear that. And that's the stuff
Do
that-
they have like a newspaper or journalism class that kind of has their pulse on the school that would be, that would be a nice person, or someone that can meet with the superintendent before these meetings to,
Would Robin be able to
Yeah.
act
Get a
in that
full picture.
capacity to at least be able to?
She's not able to,
Okay.
unfortunately. These are great questions, and so maybe what I need to do, so that role with the school board has never really been clearly defined. So under the previous superintendent, the idea when the library board had it was to have better relationships with the school board, and we've never really clearly defined what that role's intention is. And Tyler and I had a chance to talk a little bit about it and how that role has the potential, because even information we share isn't making it back up there. And it would be really nice to have a position that is able to utilize this bridge to ensure between the services being offered up there and the services we offer down here are meeting the needs of the community up here. So we've never really discussed that outside the fact of giving the school district a position on the library board.
Can
So-
I've taken a lot of these library webinars, and one of the things that serves all of the time in these webinars is the desirability of bringing high schoolers into your boards, and why, and all of the reasons why, and I'm, right off the bat, I'm wholeheartedly behind the idea. Because start right off the bat, I would assume that if you bring in a high school kid for board, it's going to, I think by their very nature, be a young person that's excels already and is engaged.
And reading is important too.
Yeah, and I think that developing a standard for what we're expecting, I mean, to have, I think that would be a really great thing, especially in this library, because your library is geared towards child development and early childhood literacy, and to incorporate young people into this board, I think is I would be 100% behind that.
I think it'd be important that there was a process, a selection process, you
Yes.
know, whether 3 or 4 kids are interested and maybe they have to come and, you know, we interview, I mean, you know, we need to have those questions asked and
Right.
find out what their availability is, why they're doing it. Are they emotionally mature enough to be able to, you know, be in the situation, but then take that information back and share it with those that need it?
Yeah.
You know, so I think that would be really important, whether it's a, you know, an interview type process and then choose from that. That would be my thoughts.
So when is this, because is this something that would come about in September when school started back up? And then, so they would be available during the school year?
Yeah, and it's possible they had their admin meeting this morning and somebody was like, pick me. I don't know. I haven't followed back up with Brent and Mike, since I sent the email out to them inquiring as to how they wanted to represent their second term. And it was just, probably even for Mike, was like, what about a student? Because I know he's always looking for ways to get them,
Right.
you know, out too and actively involved and engaged in the community. So it could be that I take, you know, some time in June and August and to talk with Mike and Brent more about, you know, what the process looks like, what they would want to get out of it, what we want to get out of it, what that selection process might look like.
Yeah, because just right here, there were several really good points brought up about what, you know, and even during an interview, you know, having,
Yeah.
you know, I think we should pursue that idea of bringing a high schooler into the board if they're representing the school. I think that's.
Are we
that's
stuck
terrific.
with a 2-year term?
Therefore, the school board gets 4-year
4
terms.
years.
And they're a little bit different than like regular board terms because by charter, they're given a term or they're given a board position. So they don't necessarily fall under the same like 2-year max and then you're out. Because the idea when the charter was updated at that time was that we would always have school board or school representation on our library board.
Well, isn't that something as a board that we could revise this charter in that, like each, I mean,
I don't think we need to.
well, I mean, to the extent that if it's a 4-year term, we're not gonna get a 4-year, we're not gonna have
No matter
somebody
what,
for
even
4
with
years.
Robin, it's never been like, it always had to be the same person. It's never,
Okay.
so there has always been this flexibility that if
Okay.
Robin couldn't, somebody else could step in. It just
Okay.
has to be somebody from the school.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
what you were asking?
Yeah, I
Okay.
just was thinking, do we want a junior who's gonna be 2
Right.
years?
Or
Or
a
just have
senior.
a senior
Yeah.
for 1 year and then another senior?
I think we just got spoiled with Robin because she always wanted to do it. Because
Yeah.
she's passionate about libraries and she didn't want to go anywhere. So now I think that that board position is suit to change now. And it may not always be the same person.
Because I mean, it would conceivably, I would think want to be able to expect them to commit to a school year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would say at least 1 year, I mean, even as a junior, when I'm hitting to my senior year, I mean, senior year is so busy, you've got so much on your plate, you know, getting ready to finish school and college and blah, 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 so you may even find that person who's a junior may come their senior year and go, I can't, you know, I've got too many other things I have to get done for college.
But it's also, I mean, being on a library board
Oh,
for
good on there.
I mean, they're gonna put that on the college thing,
Absolutely.
you know, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's like for a go-getter, I mean, a 2-year step, a junior and a senior could,
And it's only once a month, I mean, it's not
yeah,
like.
it's not like,
Well, I'm of 2 minds, I think. Like, I think the real value of the role, the way we set it up, was sort of a hope that there would be some synergy between the school programming and the library's programming. And that doesn't feel like it's really panned out, but I think that there's a potential to, if we could get somebody from the school who's in a more management position, I think that would greatly benefit that role and get that energy going between the school and the library. But I also think there's a lot of value in having a student library board member. I mean, one of the things is that we do live in a democracy, and these kids are the patrons largely for the school, and having a kid on the board who could actually give us that perspective of one of our young patrons would be really great.
Can we
Yeah,
have both? Can we have an actual school, adult person on the board and then have a student
We can have a
representative or a student?
non-voting position, you guys could absolutely motion to
I
add
mean,
a
that
non-voting.
Get
Yeah.
the best, maybe get the best of both worlds that way, cause you do get the adult that's gonna take care of all the information back, but you also get the insight from the student of what they need, want, enjoy, like, ideas, buy-in, all that stuff.
These webinars, they've mentioned so many times the value and the insight and the input that you get from that perspective that we're not getting here,
Absolutely.
as adults.
We need somebody here who can tell us what the good anime is that we need to have on the shelf.
Yes.
Because we're just guessing, frankly.
So maybe we could do this and you guys decide, it's your decision, but maybe I can get Brent and Mike to commit to a meeting with Tyler and I.
Yeah.
To hash out some of these questions, and if you guys have more questions or thoughts and perspectives, email them to me, so we can get all of the things figured out. And like I said, maybe there was somebody at their admin meetings or in staff, when they went back to their staff today that was like, well, yeah, sign me up. There's a lot of people up there who love our library, but as we know, there's a lot of people up there who are very busy people. So I know that it's a commitment, as you guys all know, to be here and do this work. And I too also find the value. It's been very challenging with the exception of the internship programs I offer in the summer to get those high-performing teens down here because they are very busy during their school years. And it would be so beneficial to find ways to get them involved through school credit or whatever it might look like, and active, because that means a future library board member for another library.
Yeah.
Potentially, so.
I wonder if we could even they could rotate ASB or something. One member of ASB came a
What's
particular
ASB?
month, All Student Body
Oh.
Council. And I was in
That's why we
student
need
government in high school, and so if they would be the ones who would actually give this information back to the students even.
We could even potentially just say whoever from the school board comes down has to drag a kid with them.
Yeah, but also to have, to bring a kid in and have them invested,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for a full year, I mean, even if they find somebody and select the person, I don't think it's a bad idea for us to consider even addressing the idea of putting a position available for a high school to come in, even if it's as a non-voting member, to be part of the policy making. I think that it's something that maybe we ought to consider anyway.
Yeah.
Well, let me reach out to Brian and Mike again and get Tyler and I a meeting with them, and fill out where they were at when they had their admin meeting, and talk to them about some of these things too, about getting their youth or student government, or get them down here and representing at the youth level, and communicating back and forth. And I want them to see the value too, so it was under a different superintendent even when we put this
Right.
position on the board. So I want to help them understand the value too of them having somebody
Is
here.
there a student newspaper, right, at this high school?
I
That's a
don't
good
know.
question.
I genuinely don't
There
know.
used to be, I don't know if there still is.
Because if there was, it'd be really neat to get somebody from the school newspaper
You can make
Yeah,
a
that's
report.
a great idea.
to come to the board meetings to report, yeah,
Yeah.
even if they weren't, they're part of their, but if there's no school newspaper, then that's probably.
Okay,
Okay, so that's what we're gonna leave. We'll try to hook up a meeting and see what the school board can and wants to do, and then we'll bring it back to you guys.
Cool.
All right, library director reports.
That's me.
That's you.
Why, yes, it is.
That's Sarah.
Well, let me start by saying we had fourth graders come in for field trips today. So it is no wonder that my brain is scattered.
Descending the hill. I was leaving my house for lunch and they were coming down, I was like, whoa.
That's what I said when they got here.
That's a gaggle of children.
How many did you have?
I think today was 60.
16. Sounds about right.
61.
60?
So,
There's
yeah,
3
60.
classes and there's 20 some in each class.
Okay.
So, and then last week we had the third graders come down, which was the same as well. It was 3 classes of 20. All were so amazing, and I'm thoroughly impressed with the mannerisms and politeness and excitement and the level of questions these kids have. So many questions. No, it was a lot of fun. And even after the third grade field trips, we had new parents come in with their kiddos to get library cards. And after today too, we had a bunch of kids come down on their bikes because they knew they could get snacks now. And obviously. And then new kiddos came in with their adults too to get library cards. So, and that's always the fun and exciting part of doing the field trips, are the kids who go home and they're like, we have to go to the library. And then their parents bring them to the library. That's like always the
Now,
best
these
part.
field trips, where did they come from?
At the school, up on the hill,
Oh,
Willamina.
oh, this-
Yeah,
Yeah, they all walked down, and
yes.
it's like a huge, like,
It's a big
procession.
Yeah, it's a big
Oh, so you
deal.
didn't
It's
get a
fun
bus
to
load,
see
they just
them.
put it in.
Yeah, no, they shut down traffic by my house every time they come by, because it's such a long line
Do you
of
get
kids.
them all at once or do they like stagger like?
They stagger, so third graders, they do 40-minute visits between us, City Hall, and Oddfellows Pizza. And then fourth graders do 20-minute sessions between us, City Hall, and the park. And at City Hall, they're learning about our wastewater and water treatment. And then they also get spoiled sometimes with the sheriff or one of the deputies, and sometimes the dog, if he's available as well, or she, if she's available. So yeah, it's always a good time. The kids always have such a great time, and we hear about it for several weeks afterwards.
I was at City Hall last week for the third graders, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
They have great
They
questions.
do.
Learning about the wastewater situation has gotta just be like Bridget going, oh man,
Do I have to talk about this again?
you're not gonna believe this.
Go home and get your parents to come to a city council meeting.
City council.
Well, luckily they usually get Crystal, so.
Yeah, it was Crystal last week.
So the other things to report, of course, I provided my monthly report, and things, we're busy. It feels good. It makes me excited to see what we've got for summer incoming, I guess. Katie went to the Family Community Outreach Fam Jam. That was the first year our library attended that event put on by FCO out there. And Katie came back and said they were so excited to see us because all the other Polk County libraries are there and we serve part of Polk County, but that was the first time we were there. And I'm like, it feels good to be well loved. So the other libraries were there too. I think she said maybe Independence in Monmouth or Dallas or something like that. What else? What else are we doing? I gave you guys my financials report. The budget committee did meet, and the budget, our upcoming fiscal year budget, has passed the first stage of budget committee approval. So then it goes to the city council in June for final approval.
Yeah.
Nah. That's a different conversation.
Definitely approving.
Other than that, I don't think I really have anything else unless you guys have questions. We've just been kind of ramping up for all of our summer programs that we have on the docket. So summer reading, I think I've told you guys, is all ages this year for the first time, like since my first year.
And that kicks off June 1st, right?
June 1st, I was just gonna say, so it starts June 1st, and the reading portion of all of our programming happens in June and July. That way we can start wrapping things up in August. Yes. That's all I got for you, boss.
Thank you so much. All right, we can move on to the library board member reports, starting with the chair report. There's not much as the chair to report on, except that I was on the budget committee for Willamette City Council, and it went beautifully. I'm sure Mayor Hernandez will have some more to say about the city council's support of the library, but they've really done a good job of prioritizing funds for the library and making sure that our great services continue.
Awesome.
LOL report.
Do you wanna talk about free comic?
Free
Something
comic
just
book
happened?
day. Oh my god, did that just happen? It feels like it was years ago.
I know, a week and a half, right, ago, something
Something
like
like
that.
that.
Was
Makes
it?
sense.
No.
Saturdays ago.
Yep.
When there's
So
something
today's
on
the
Saturday.
19th,
No.
and it was
3
17
Saturdays
days
ago.
ago.
Yeah,
17
3
days.
Saturdays.
Oh my god.
Oh, free, cause there was still some comic stuff going on Saturday, right?
Wait.
A comment
You
workshop
were
this
here.
Saturday.
Oh yeah, there's,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it was just 2 weeks ago.
No, just
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
When I was outside, you were inside.
I'm losing it right now. But so, Free Comic Book Day was great. Attendance was way down, unfortunately, which we have a couple theories about why that is, but no real data for why that is. It's only our third time, so it's hard to like really plot a line for what we should expect. But it is actually going down year on end, or year after year. So the feeling I think among everyone is that we need to do a little bit more marketing ahead of time, and just getting the word out and getting sort of excitement about it built up before we have the event. And I think we're getting better every year on doing that, but we're just sort of, I think, having to learn where to focus the energy. One of the things we want to do is maybe get a banner to put up over at the park a month ahead of time, just like they do for 4th of July, and just keep everyone aware that it's coming up, and stuff like that.
I have a question.
Yes.
So is it called Comic Book Day
It is called,
through the nation? It's a nationwide thing?
it's called, well, it's, it's complex, because it used to just be there was one comic book distributor, basically. It was basically a monopoly in the whole, for the whole
Like
country.
an actual, what I think of a comic book is like the old Superman comics.
Yeah, in fact, we have tons of them that we can hand out to you guys if anybody wants free comics. But yeah, they're like little pamphlet, little magazines,
Okay.
and it was called Free Comic Book Day, and now there are 2 separate distributors doing Free Comic Book Day, and they're calling them different things. One is Free Comic Book Day, and the other one is Comic Book Giveaway Day. And it was originally started as a promotional thing for comic book shops to bring in new customers to the comic shops. But since we have gotten Things from Another World to sponsor us, we get those free comics, and we get to distribute them to bring people into the library. But you were just asking about the name, and I'm going on.
Yeah, I just wonder, I didn't know if they were actually like comic books, like what I grew up reading, or were
Yeah.
they more like we're talking about graphic novels, or?
No, they are free. They are
They're
free
just
comics.
comics.
They're because they and usually what they'll do is they'll like reprint an older comic, or
Okay.
they'll do like a split issue where it's like the front is one comic and the back is another comic, and sort of to promote the different books and stuff. But they are exactly what you're thinking of. Like there's even Archie comics in there and stuff like that.
I know that the card shop in McMinnville, the trading card shop, the one that you, yeah, they were giving them away, they participated.
Did they do it?
Yeah, cause my grandson went in there that day with his uncle and he got a couple of them, he was telling me all about them, the ones he got. There was one, Dungeon Crawler Carl, and he was so excited.
Yeah.
I'm reading those books, and I gave the one to my son, and I'm like, Lennon, when you get older, you have to read this book, it's so fun. This is the one that you and Uncle read, so, and then when we came in here Monday, he got a couple more, there was some left over.
Oh, nice.
Katie gave him a couple, but yeah, but they did do it at that card shop.
Oh, that's good. That's the closest other one that I'm aware of, because I think that after that you have to go all the way to Salem to find a free comic book day.
Yeah, they happened to just go in and it was happening,
No,
so,
that's fantastic.
yeah.
So, but the other fun thing that happened is we had me and Maria Franz were scheduled to be the visiting cartoonists, and a cartoonist that I had actually reached out to, who never replied, sort of just showed up and was like, I was invited, and they were like, you were invited, and we got her a table. Meg Adams, she's a great cartoonist. You can follow her. Instagram is Mog something. I'll have to look it up. But it was great. It was really fun, and there was a lot of good conversations about what making comic books is, and how to do it, and what our comic books were. And Garrett Lay ran another comic books workshop, which the kids that are there are so engaged in that still. Like, this is the third year we've done it with Garrett, and every year the kids show up and they're just like, we're ready to focus on our comic book journey, and they really buckle down and focus on it. It's really great. And so then just this last Saturday was the first of the summer workshops, continuing that, where the kids are getting 2 hours on Saturday to work with Garrett on their comics.
I was outside the whole time, were there a lot of people, kids showed up, did you have a good turnout?
For Free Comic Book Day?
I mean, for this past
Oh,
Saturday?
for this past Saturday? What was it? Six kids?
Which actually is a perfect number, because after the workshop, it was really nice. Garrett gets to go around the table and give each of the students even like dedicated one-on-one attention, which you start losing the bigger and the bigger those workshop series get. And it was really neat because they are all at very different experience levels. From this is my first time I've put pencil to paper and I'm trying this, to some working on their comics now for 3 years.
Those
Or
kids
longer.
really like Garrett.
Yeah.
They
Is that something that he could, I know it's, look into more in the winter time, bringing him on? Because I know like right now, I know for my grandson, I mean, he makes comics all the time. This would be amazing, but this time of year between swim lessons and soccer and, you know, Saturdays are just busy in the spring, t-ball, baseball, whatever. And so that's why I haven't been able to bring him, because he's got, you know, other commitments, where in the winter time, you know, people aren't out, there's not as many outdoor sportsy kind of things happening. I don't know, it's just something
Yeah,
that.
no, that's a really interesting idea. Like, the reason why we have it when we do have it is because it started with Free Comic Book Day, which
Right.
is the
Which
second
makes sense.
second Saturday in May every year. So to keep with that and then just carry it on. But it is like, because making comics is an in-store activity.
You know, that actually is a good point, because Saturdays are heavy school days. I
Oh,
mean,
like it
with
is-
with, you know, the games and the sports and
Yeah,
the stuff.
yeah.
And, you know, that may be what's impacting some of those workshops for kids if they're on Saturday afternoons,
Yeah.
because they are gonna
Yeah, I
have a
mean, Lennon
conflict
he's
with.
got swimming lessons and soccer games and, you know, all that stuff, where come winter, not a whole lot happening. He doesn't really do a winter sport yet, so
Yeah.
that might be, and I know he, I mean, just speaking of him, but, you know, he's quite the comic book creator.
That is something to, I mean, honestly.
Yeah, that is a really good idea. It's something to.
And he's got a
talk
couple of
about.
friends as well that are big into it. I mean, they have their little comic book club at school, and the third grade teacher and last year's in fourth grade actually has him come in and do little comic book classes for her
Nice.
third graders, because, yeah, it's just, so I know he would love it and could benefit him and his friends, but just, this is not the best time of year, so.
Yeah.
Just my,
Okay, yeah,
my
no,
thought.
that's something I'll
I'll
take
try
it to LOL and we can discuss it more. I think that covers Free Comic Book Day.
Thanks for talking about it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for asking me to.
Yeah. Cause I've got a list for you all, no? I had already updated you on all the grants. Oh, we did find out we did not get the Dollar General grant, so that's unfortunate, but our book binding machine is in.
It's that blue guy over there.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So,
It's so pretty.
Have you guys used it?
you tried, right?
We tried. I had to leave for soccer practice, so Marianne had to finish up the routine. But it says, I can't remember if it was 5 or 8, but it does say that there is a number of books learning curve, that comes with learning how to use the machine, and maybe we'll just keep trying again. I've got a whole bunch of books I've been saving to
Okay.
practice on, so.
When you get it figured out, let me know.
Yeah, and I can say that I have to use that a lot because I'm mostly at school to teach, not to like repair books and
Fix
everything,
books.
but I would love to learn with you. So if you need a learning partner.
Absolutely, we would love that, because the goal is to get enough people who know how to use it.
Yes.
So that we can make it available to the community too, as part of the Makerspace program. And also, then we get to keep our books instead of just discarding them and saying, good luck book, I hope you find a new life on a new shelf. So, yeah. Thanks, Emily.
Let's see,
And what grant was that?
that was the
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse Foundation. Oh, we did, because, we found out that we got the Oregon Community, Foundation grant. Instead of 15,000 for operating expenses, we got 5,000. So that did happen between the last board meeting to now. So that was really awesome. And we're looking at possibly, getting a grant through the IRS for taxpayer assistance, which would enable us to create a free tax preparation program for people under a certain income here at the library. So we're looking at that.
And that, I can't remember, that'll actually bring someone in to help people do their taxes.
Yeah, Miriam said that she and Leah would be willing to volunteer to be part of that, so, yeah.
That's
Pretty
very,
awesome.
very cool.
Yeah. And then we are going to actually start moving LOL meetings out into the community. And so our next meeting on June 2nd at 6 p.m. will be held at Wildwood. You're welcome to join us anytime. And we'll kind of rotate. We'll be out, and then the next one will be back at the library, rotated all around town. Support the businesses, and also maybe we'll get some more folks to come join us on our mission.
We're gonna,
6 p.m.
Yes, 6 p.m. And yeah, we'll be bringing Dolly along with us. Dolly Hoot Night is coming up, and if you remember from the past 3 or 4 years, this I think is our 4th year, Siren Nation holds at the Alberta Rose a Dolly Parton concert night where local bands come and sing Dolly songs, and in honor of Dolly loving libraries and books and being a rural girl herself, they give us a portion of their proceeds, the Willamina Public Library. So we invite you to either get a ticket, come on up to Portland on June 6th, or you could buy a streaming ticket, which those tickets still support us financially as well, and watch it right here from home. But next month we will be promoting early literacy because of Dolly, and so we have a Dolly cutout, life size, that's coming to the library, and we'll be running a whole early literacy drive to try to fundraise and get more money for early literacy.
And do you know it's sirennation.com to go get those?
I think is it .net?
If you Google it, I'm sure it'll come up.
Siren Nation. And I believe I saw Sarah made a post where you can go directly to their ticket purchasing page.
Are you gonna do
Sirennation.org.
Are you gonna do a streaming event here at the library for that?
No, we won't. Sarah goes up and chats during it, and we had a couple years, Marion ran one at Wildwood, then we had one at Oddfellows last year, and the turnout, we just don't really have anyone.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, so that's why we're just encouraging folks to get their own streaming ticket and watch.
Nice.
Yeah. And right now, we have a hygiene drive going on. There's a big basket there if you wanna donate anything, or you can go to our LOL, website and donate financially to it as well. Wildwood. Our next fundraising committee meeting will be July 11th at 3 p.m. and we will be starting murder mystery planning already.
Awesome.
Oh,
July or June.
July 11th. LOL is looking to request funding assistance from the West Valley Kiwanis to help us with our community pantry needs. Unfortunately, we do not, Marion is unable, I'm out of town. Marion has a business meeting at her house, Sarah's in a meeting, and we don't have anyone able to go and present our letter to them this Thursday at noon, noon at Wildwood. So we're putting it out, if there's anyone available on this board who would go and present our letter and our request, otherwise we'll look to do that another year. We do get some other funding assistance, but just wanted to ask if anyone else is available.
Is it noon?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, because I can delay my class, sorry.
Oh.
An hour maybe.
Well, let me know. Thank you, Rebecca,
Thank you.
for considering it.
Because it could be that I could just say, hey, Charlene, we need to do this first.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, because Charlene likes to, volunteer for the thing, and all we were gonna go was go check out Beth Gaines's place.
Oh, okay.
So I think I could probably get Charlene to say, I'll just commit us.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
you're committed.
thank you, Rebecca.
So much, Rebecca.
I'll tell Charlene thank you for volunteering.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Charlene.
You've been voluntold.
Okay, well, so Charlene, we have to go here first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Okay.
And I think other than
So
that,
this is Thursday noon at Wildwood, is
Yes.
that right?
Yeah.
yes,
Thursday noon.
Thursday noon at Wildwood. Oh, we do have our first Finance and Budget Committee meeting for LOL coming up on May 28th at 3 p.m.
That'll be here in the library.
Here in the library. And library programming liaison committees kind of taking a break while summer programs are going and summer reading.
Can I interrupt? What exactly am I walking into at Wildwood? Is there like,
It's the Kiwanis Club, and I have not been to any of their meetings.
so I'm going to an actual meeting that's gonna last for like
An hour.
An hour.
an hour?
They're just there.
Yeah, they're just there for lunch.
Or you can probably just go and present and then
And leave.
Yeah, it's not anything that you would have to stay for.
John Glenski, I think you know him.
Say no.
He attends a lot of the city council meetings.
Jonathan.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I know.
he's a member of Kiwanis.
Alright, so we could probably present and not just hang it, wouldn't offend anybody.
Right, yeah.
Then I'll
Shut
email
up.
him and let him know that you're coming, Rebecca.
What's that?
I'll email him and let him know that you're coming, so he knows to expect you.
Okay.
And future, do we have another future library committee meeting coming up? I can't find it in our notes.
We do. But I am such a train wreck right now, I don't know what it is.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. We'll have it posted on the website. Our brains are all over the
Let me see if I
place.
can find when it was.
The last
Oh,
meeting
was on the 30th.
was on the 30th of April, but I don't know
Oh,
that we
Thursday.
scheduled another for,
Yeah, if we were gonna do it once a month, it would happen right after the,
so on the
right,
same day as the budget
oh,
committee.
it might be before the budget committee.
It's not on my
Oh, yes.
calendar.
No, I
Maybe
think
not
it
on the
is
calendar.
before the budget committee. So 2 p.m. is future library, followed by 3 p.m. budget committee. Oh my gosh, I may have written this down. Nope, I sure didn't either. Fun?
Well, let's double check on that before we say what it is.
Yes, we'll double check.
And is there anybody who thinks they might come to that? We'll let you know.
Yeah, we can email you
Anybody?
directly. Okay,
That's what
good.
Okay, good.
Motion, we don't have to do anything, no. Even better.
Motion to do nothing.
We're all ready for summer, I can tell. I think we're all ready for our recess.
And thank you for listening, I believe that's it unless other LOL board members think of something I missed.
Nope, that's incredible.
Thank you.
All right, we can skip over Robin and move straight to Mayor Hernandez.
I have a few things, I've been making little notes as I thought of stuff. First of all, May 30th, which is the last Saturday of the month, we are having citywide cleanup. We will have dumpsters available down at city shops, so if you have anything you need to get out of the garage that's been sitting there, they'll be there from 9 to 12 or until they fill up, whichever happens first.
And does that include like batteries and electronic
There will-
waste and stuff?
You got ahead of my notes. There will also be a company called Bye Bye Mattress there. If you have an old mattress you need to get rid of, they take those for free, and they actually take them and grind them up and recycle them into something, I can't remember what. Do you remember what they do with them? Something, anyway. That's totally free, so that you can get your mattresses, and then there will also be a separate bin, whatever, for electronics, electrical things. There will also be a gentleman there talking about, metal, if you have metal that you need to recycle, and or another person about old cars if you might need to get those towed away. So this will all be at that event from 9 to 12 on the 30th. So think about that. Good time to get our yards and stuff cleaned up. You know, 4th of July is coming. I know you all probably got the letter that went out from the city about, you know, cutting your grass and all that, and everyone's talking about that a lot. And just to clarify, that really is for safety more than anything. I was like, oh, it's for this and it's for that. But think about how many people come to our town for fireworks on the 4th of July, and how many people are setting off fireworks. And when you have, you know, yards with really tall grass, overgrown foliage, we're just asking for fires. So that's really what it's about, is making sure we're cleaned up and safe, because we do have quite an event on the 4th. So, speaking of the 4th, you might have noticed driving through Sheridan, the bump outs they've been doing on the sidewalks, the ADA, that's going to start in our town, but they've promised us they will not start until after the 4th. So it's, as soon as they're done with Sheridan, they're heading our way, but we've been in their ear a lot. So look for that sometime after the 4th. Yes, it will impact traffic and all that stuff, but it's something we have to do in compliance with ODOT. It's been in the works for a while, but we should get through the 4th, so that's a good thing. Yay. Yes, we had our budget meeting last week, and we liked the budget. It looked good. The library stuff was awesome and great, so I don't see any issues why we won't approve it at our next meeting, because we were all at the budget meeting and we all said we liked it, so I don't know why they would. So there we go. Let's see.
There was a change though to the city's commitment to the library. What is it called?
Oh, the council goals.
Council goals.
We
Yes.
were, I didn't report, yeah, the library has officially been recognized in the city council goals.
That's right.
As we provide family and youth, programming and enhancements to the community, and as another counselor mentioned too, just even with all the food we provide, the help of our community as well, so, yeah.
We love you guys. You're awesome. June the 30th, I know that's a month out, which is something for your county central not meeting. County Joe's is going to have it's like a TV streaming show. It's like a little show that goes out and finds like America's best small little restaurant, diner, I don't know the name of it, do you? Anyway, one of the patrons at Coyote Joe's nominated Coyote Joe's, and they're actually coming to Willamina to do this little segment at Coyote Joe's. It's on June 30th, early in the morning. If you're not busy that day, you might want to make a point to go have breakfast there, you know, just to make sure it's nice and full. And a lot of people were like, oh, well, that's why they're making us clean up the city, is because these people are coming.
It's like, make sure you get your yards cleaned up before the
No,
table.
it's like I said, it's 4th of July related for that. But anyway, so just something kind of fun. I guess they have a TV show and like a YouTube channel. This will be going on the YouTube channel. So I guess they have a lot of followers. So that's all we really know. But June 30th, so I thought that sounded fun. And the last thing I just made a little note of, which Sarah didn't talk about, which I'm sure she would, but is National Night Out. Of course, you guys don't meet before then. So I'm sure you all are aware of National Night Out coming out, a huge event. If you're interested in volunteering to help, we can always use help. So that would be reach out to City Hall and to Crystal or whomever if you want to get your name on a list to help out. Lots and lots of different things that we can do, help out. Of course, always a big event. It seems to get bigger every year. I know Sarah has a lot going on here at the library, she may be also reaching out and looking for volunteers to help as well, so. Yeah, it should be fun, I always love that event, it's a lot of fun, I'm the queen of the hot dogs, so there you go. You know, we said we give away a lot of freaking hot dogs, it's crazy, and
Can't even look at a hot dog for
oh my
months
gosh,
after.
and you were like, weren't you cotton candy queen, no, snow cone queen last year?
No, last year I didn't.
Okay,
It was the year before, I was the snow cone.
Yeah.
I was the snow cone.
But it's really fun to see our community come out and participate and get to speak. We'll have, of course, the dunk tank, which we always have. Right now, we're talking about getting like a contest between our county commissioner and then maybe someone from the sheriff's office, kind of who can raise the most money. All the money from the dunk tanks go to the K-9 unit, so they do go back into the community. Kids loved it, Kit did a great job. Our county commissioner was there last year, and he even brought in his own hot water, giving him a hard time about his water, but anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, so
such a
it's
delicate.
fine. And of course, since it is a national event, we are reaching out to more of the actual sponsors of National Night Out. That's how we've gotten Starbucks here before, because they're a national sponsor. So we're looking to see what else we can bring in, that's already a part of National Night, because then it doesn't cost us anything to bring those different individuals like Starbucks, so. And with that being said, I'm done.
Thank
I
you.
was gonna talk, but there you have it. Of course.
Okay, and do we have any other reports?
I'd just like to mention that the West Valley Community Campus is very grateful for your offer to come and help and volunteer on the campus. And we don't have specifics yet, but since we're not meeting in June, from about June 29th through the 3rd, we will be working at least partially every day, mowing, doing all kinds of things at the outdoors at the campus to be ready for the 4th. Actually ready for the 3rd, because we have a fundraising Johnny Wheels concert on the evening of the 3rd. Once we have a more definite list of what needs to be done and when that will be done, I'll email everybody and let you know. And anybody who is able to come for just even an hour, it's always very helpful, because there's only 5 of us on the board now, and it's a lot for us to do.
Cool.
Awesome. Public input. We have one public, we have Pamela here, do you have any input for tonight?
I was just gonna ask if so you're a 501c3,
Yeah,
have you considered applying for a grant through the Spirit Mountain Community Fund?
There's been
Go ahead.
discussion about it, so I think we're kind of waiting for the right opportunity to apply for funding with the community fund. I've taken the webinars, we're very fortunate because as a government entity and a local entity, we'll qualify for a grant with Spirit Mountain Community Fund, and it's. With talking with Marion, since she's the grant writer for the 501c3, I think we're just trying to figure out what the best opportunity would be to apply for some, because we want it to be a good project, a big project.
Our board just met and revamped our priority areas,
Oh,
and
that's
one of
good
the
to know.
biggest ones is childhood literacy. So,
That's
just
good to know.
inside scoop, I'm the administrative assistant for Spirit Mountain Community Fund.
oh,
Do they
nice.
still do the online webinar
Yep,
trainings?
first Thursday of the month.
First Thursday, okay. Maybe I'll have to get me and Marion to go watch one of those again. Thank you.
That's awesome,
Thank you.
thanks Pamela. All right, the last little bit on our list tonight is to go over the calendar.
Look at how much I gave you guys all the way through December.
Wow.
Actually, I do have one thing.
Yes.
Good. Talking about webinars, the ALA United
American Library Association.
American, they're having their summer conference July 28th, 3 days, right at the midweek, is coming up the end of July. I know Sarah can get the email to you if you want, but the big conference, Oregon pays the tuition for library people. I've already signed up, but it's a 3-day event. One day's for trustees, one's for friends, boards. It's 3 different days. I did it last year. It's a phenomenal conference. But anyway, it is coming up. If anybody thinks you might be interested in registering, once you get registered, even if you don't have to, they'll send you out a program. You'll know by which programs that you want to actually attend. But it is coming up the end of July, and I know that Sarah has the email for it if anybody is interested in doing it. It was a phenomenal conference. It's fundraisers that go on. They cover some big libraries, some. It's amazing, and it is coming up.
And thank you for attending those. Oh my God.
They're fine. They're part of my library community now. I know the people, but it's an excellent opportunity.
Yeah.
Back to it.
Okay. Calendar.
Oh, yes. So you will see on there that as Mayor had mentioned, National Night Out is on there, and I imagine the Friends of the Library, Love Our Library, will be registering for a table. I did send out, so my portion of National Night Out is I send out the email to all the partner organizations who would like to have tabling at the event, and I sent that email out. Hopefully people got it and it didn't go into the spam emails.
I got it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and went out. Well, and I've had 5 people register already, so guess some people at least got it, definitely. So that'll be fun. It is always a busy night, and you know, for the library's portion, we do open up the library, so it acts kind of as a cooling center on National Night Out in the event that it is hot outside. And then we'll do popcorn. We're gonna move popcorn over to the library this year, twofold, to kind of get people to come over here. But then we are talking, we're refiguring out the mapping and layout of the event, and trying to reduce some bottlenecks, and then also making sure all of our organizations who have tables can enjoy the event too, instead of being so far away from like the main things that are happening, the music. So yeah, it'll be a good time. So if you guys want to do anything or come down to the library at least, LOL will have a table, the library will have a table, and we'll be serving popcorn at the library as well. And then my next vacation break is in August. We have Cheryl Gill visiting as an author again in September, and she goes over estate planning. It's phenomenal. If you or anyone you know would benefit, we had her 2 years ago, and I highly recommend estate planning. As somebody who has been through the probate process, I make everybody I know, I would make them all go to an estate planning author visit or workshop of some kind. The Friends of the Library is hosting the Sheridan Chamber meeting in October, and then that really takes us into fall. And we do have our Circle of Security parent education classes scheduled, and registration is live. If you or anyone you know would love to attend those classes, let me know, and we've also got the flyers up on the counter too. So that's the calendar, you guys, going into December.
They come in to sign up for that?
They do it online. So the sign up is actually through Willamette Valley Parenting, because it's in partnership with them. We just provide the space, the facilitators, and then they're managing the registration, and then they will actually pay us back a stipend to help me cover payroll expenses, and then they're going to pay for food for the families who come, and then incentives as well for those families. So, yeah, it's an amazing collaboration.
Awesome. Do we want to call it there? Library theme for 2026, food pantry accessibility. Family trash gardening series is ongoing.
Just ended.
Oh, it just
There's free
ended?
plants, if anybody wants to take any free plants with you, they're over there.
I got a couple tomatoes on Saturday. Pretty excited.
I call a lemon cucumber, that's all I gotta say.
I
All right. Well, unless there's anything else anybody wants to toss in to the meeting, I think we're done. We're done. 7:09.
Have a great summer.
Have a good summer. Oh yeah, when are we meeting next?
September.
September.
I don't know, it's on the
15th.
15th. There it is.
Thank you. Adjourn.